So over the course of these 35 years, I have seen technologies come, technologies go, and technologies resurface. And also, the 35 years, my one takeaway for any disease elimination program was to fight a disease, you really need to find it first. And that's where the diagnostics comes. And I will stick to only that. All the other experts in the field have spoken. Uh, just two simple thoughts that I caught on, I latched on. First was from the Global Fund speaker, and then many of you have resonated that we today know what works, we today know what needs to be done, we today know what needs to be scaled up. In the diagnostics, TB diagnostics landscape, and I speak on behalf of Bharat, my country, which unfortunately is the gold medalist in the TB landscape, we today realize that a point of care molecular solution like the Truenat absolutely works. And I'm very, very happy to say that the government of our country have spent a lot of resources, primarily from its own funding, in ramping up. Today, there are about 10,000 odd Truenat devices across the country, but that said, that is only probably less than half of what we need. I'm sure the government is aware and they will take further actions. My first question as a thought leader is subsequent to what happened in India. 5 years back or 4 years back, whatever, whichever be the case, Global Fund started the introduction of the New Tools Project. 4 years, 9 to 12 countries, the highest TB burden countries. Are we supposed to have an answer whether the INTP project was a success with the Truenat, where it was rolled out? If yes, what has been the scale up of the Truenat in those countries? And the second question that I raise is again a fallout of what we have gone and seen in the very recent past of new technologies. And I have nothing against new technologies coming in, of newer technologies that kind of works for only 30%. If I were to take the paper published by FINE WHO on swabs, that technologies that work on swabs have been granted 3 million tests, 5,000 devices, even before it has kind of reached any kind of commercial activity. So essentially what I'm asking is if the kind of rollout that you're seeing for the other systems are in that scale, what about the balance 60 to 65%, 70% of people where sputum is the major sample type? What kind of scale up should we be talking about? Tough questions, I know, easier asked than implemented. I'm sure there are issues of finances, issues of stuff like that in a tough times in the world that we live in. But at the end of the day, if we are saying that we really know what works and the idea is to scale, then aren't we doing just the opposite? I heard our team from Lakshadweep mention how they became the first TB free kind of landscape in the Indian context. I would request folks across the globe to really go to Lakshadweep and ask them, speak with the team to figure out how they did what they did and how simply they did it. Before leaving, I just wish to say this. Everything works within systems, within the constraints of the severe financial constraints that we are in, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, ask yourself the question, am I doing what I say that I'm going to be doing? Or at the end of the day, do I make a trade-off?